Y'all know Bud Crawford is the pound-for-pound king of boxing. Ain't nobody at 147 who could beat Bud Crawford. I don't think that there's nobody at 154 that could beat Terrence Bud Crawford. But when you start talking about moving up 2 weight classes, I think you jumping out your body. Terrence Bud Crawford put this on Instagram, talking about he just want to show the world how great he is.
What's up, bud?
Y'all know what he talking about. He talking about that Canelo fight. He talking about that Canelo payday. I don't blame Bud Crawford. He almost 40 years old. He want a retirement check. And low-key, I think he could outbox Canelo Alvarez.
Working for you. Working for you.
Terrence Crawford got power, the man could punch. He had a 100% knockout ratio at welterweight. As soon as he moved up 1 weight class, all that stopped. What does that tell you? There is weight classes for a reason. And I think that Bud Crawford feels disrespected. You seen Canelo doing these interviews talking about how Bud Crawford would be easy work for him because he is way smaller than him. Maybe Canelo forgot that he lost all 12 rounds to a man that was smaller than him. Let's be real. Canelo might could beat Bud Crawford if he hits him with a power shot. Bud Crawford might could outbox Canelo, but I don't think that at this stage in Canelo's career, he trying to lose again to a smaller man. That's just my opinion. I think that Canelo low-key might be shook and Terrence Bud Crawford might be jumping out his body. Either way, I can't see the fight happening. One man who I know will never fight Bud Crawford is Jerron Boots Ennis.
This nigga's scared.
Do y'all remember that interview on $1 Million Worth of Game with Gilly and Wallow, where they were interviewing Terrence Bud Crawford? They called up Jerron Boots Ennis on the phone, and Bud Crawford said, "When did you want to fight me in your career?" Jerron Boots Ennis got caught up in a lie. Bud Crawford said to hang up the damn phone. Boots Ennis don't want to fight Bud Crawford, so what is Bud Crawford to do? Stay at 147, beat up the rest of 147, or stay at 154? In my personal opinion, I think that Bud Crawford should stay at 54 and look for a Jermell Charlo fight.
But he a bitch though.
Jermell Charlo was undisputed. Bud Crawford was undisputed. Beating Jermell Charlo would be a good win, but I can't see Canelo moving down to fight Bud Crawford. I can't see Bud going to 168. I just can't see the fight happening, and we know Boots Ennis is scared of Bud Crawford, in my opinion.
He's legendary corny.
And y'all seen Curmel Moton get rid of his last opponent in 55 seconds. The man is a dog inside that ring. But they asked Curmel Moton after the fight, would you willing to fight one of them Vargas brothers? I'm talking about Amado Vargas, the man who just beat up Ryan Garcia's brother. Curmel Moton basically said Amado Vargas would be easy work.
You know, I feel like I'll beat anybody, so I'll beat anybody.
I can't even lie to y'all. I think that Curmel Moton would dog walk all the Vargas brothers, especially Emiliano Vargas. That's right. Emiliano Vargas is the only good Vargas brother. I can't even lie to y'all. The rest of the Vargas brothers will never be successful in boxing. They ain't never gonna be champions. But Emiliano Vargas got some potential. That's the fight I think that Curmel Moton should look for. Emiliano Vargas. And in my personal opinion, I think that Curmel Moton would dog walk Emiliano Vargas.
Y'all some hoes. Y'all some hoes.
And I seen this post on Twitter from Mr. Rick Glazier. The man said, embarrassing undercard by PBC's very low standards, deplorable. Edgar Berlanga undercard features Edislan Lara vs. Danny Garcia, Cater Plant vs. Macombi, whoever that is, and Rolly Romero taking on a man named Jaimes James. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I never heard of dude.
Who the fuck is that guy?
I think Mr. Rick Glazier got a point. Why is Canelo vs. Berlanga $90? Who the hell is gonna wanna pay $90 to watch Canelo vs. Berlanga? Cause ain't nobody interested in that undercard. Danny Garcia will more than likely get beat the hell up by Edislan Lara. Cater Plant, I don't care about that fight. And Rolly Romero, I do not care about that fight. So we really just paying to see Canelo knock out Edgar Berlanga. I don't think that it's worth $90. I got a right to my opinion.
Shut the fuck up!
And it looks like Philadelphia, Pennsylvania is capping again. Nothing new here. Brian Norman Jr.'s father and trainer sent a message to Jerron Boots Ennis earlier today, calling for a unification bout between Jerron Boots Ennis and Brian Norman. What y'all think about that? Brian Norman said, "Yo, people told you a lie. We said yes to the fight. We simply made a counter offer. It looks like Jerron Boots Ennis is trying to fool the public into thinking that Brian Norman is scared of him. Ain't nobody scared of Jerron Boots Ennis.
We really know you.
Brian Norman Jr. father said, Boots Ennis, you are not the boogeyman the people think you is. Let's make the fight. Stop capping for the internet like clowns from Philadelphia usually do.
I don't glorify that.
I would love for Boots Ennis to prove to everybody he is who he say he is. I don't know much about Brian Norman, but I know the man is tough. I think that Brian Norman will give Boots Ennis a run for his money. Let's see what happens.
Now we coming.
And do y'all remember when I told y'all that Twitter is the worst place to go for boxing news unless it is from the fighters' page themselves? Y'all seen that picture earlier with Gervonta Tank Davis and Richardson Hitchens. Everybody know that Gervonta Davis got a fight lined up for November 2nd, so he back in training camp.
Why, Keith? Why?
Some clown Twitter page by the name of Over J tweeted out 11/16 to the picture of Tank and Richardson Hitchens. He trying to say that Richardson Hitchens is gonna fight on November 16th. Now, why would the man say something like that if he does not know for sure? This is what I mean about Twitter. Twitter pages, boxing Twitter pages do not know a thing about boxing. They just looking for a retweet.
I stay.
Richardson Hitchens responded back to the man immediately by saying, where the hell did you hear that from?
You guys are some haters, bro.
Hey yo, Richardson Hitchens, bro, maybe you did not know this, but let me educate you for a second. If it's on Twitter, more than likely it is fake news. If it comes from a clown Twitter boxing page, more than likely they do not know what they're talking about. Richardson Hitchens knows when Richardson Hitchens is fighting, not some clown Twitter page that never threw a punch a day in their life. Did y'all ever see them dudes on Twitter who tweet all day, every day? Go on Twitter Spaces 24/7 because they ain't got no life. They bored as hell, I'm telling you, so they're gonna make stuff up like this. Richardson Hitchens will more than likely not be fighting on 11/16.
But you need to concentrate.
The moral of the story is, if it's on the internet, more than likely it ain't real. I just proved to y'all the other day that people just be talking on the internet, but when it's time for that action, they tuck their tail. If it's on the internet, more than likely it is not real. Richardson Hitchens had to learn the hard way.
I stay.
And like I said, don't forget to get you a t-shirt in the store. You not cut like that t-shirts in the store now. These shirts were inspired by guys who just ain't cut like that. These shirts were inspired by wannabe fighters who just ain't cut like that. Get y'all a t-shirt.
I stay.